The same narrative they put out there. Let me address this all in my face. The same narrative people put out there about immigrants, about the rest of this, having my young man Bryson confused. Let's go tell the real. And it's not a knock on Bryson. The young mind needs to learn the process, and this is what I'm saying to you, man, to the young generation out there. For months and weeks, they've attacked Hispanic Americans for being here illegal, being here criminals, being here, deport them all. We're gonna send a National Guard for them, the Marines, 2,000 troops. We're gonna send them down there for you. But now the farmers in the hotel industry, the Marriott, the Hilton, Paris Hilton, them people done called and said, listen, you're hurting our profits. Even though we franchise, you're hurting the brand, baby. Because your people coming up here doing ice raids at my hotel. They're coming up to ice raids at my school. They're coming doing ice raids at my farm, at my construction site. And I can't have that, Big Trump. I done gave you not 237 million like Big Elon, 270. I done probably gave you 3-4. And that 3-4 gonna hurt me. Going into these midterms, if I gotta replace the people that I done hired in there. This is politics 101 for y'all.
Have to use a lot of common sense on that.
And my other question about the Middle East, as the Israelis apparently gear up for some kind of an attack, a possible attack on Iran, are you trying to talk Netanyahu out of doing that?
We can't hear none of these questions. And this is on the White House feed just in case. So this isn't my feed, the random news. This is from the official White House. We can't hear the question, but we're going to hear the answer.
Fair question. Look, I want to have an agreement with Iran. We're fairly close to an agreement. We are fairly close to a pretty good agreement. It's got to be better than pretty good, though, but it's got to be, I'd much prefer.
Hey, Sean, thank you for the support.
As long as I think there is an agreement, I don't want them going in because I think that would blow it. Might help it.
Really
actually,
do. Thank you for the support, Sean.
Also could blow it. But we've had very good discussions with Iran. Whether or not we get there, I can't tell you, but it'll happen soon. I say this, Peter, very strongly. They can't have, whether it's going in or not going in, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I'd prefer the more friendly path.
And can you tell us what the Israelis told you that made you start to evacuate the dependents of servicemen and women who are stationed in the Middle East?
They didn't tell me anything, but I said, look, there's a chance of massive conflict. We have a lot of American people in this area, and I said, we got to tell them to get out because something could happen soon.
New poll up.
And I don't want to be the one.
To illegal immigrants working in hotels and farms, stay or be deported.
Buildings.
Let them stay, be deported, or Trump lied.
So I had to do it. You know, I had the choice. Do I do it or not? Doing it has its downside, but it also has its upside. Like you're going to save a lot of lives if it should happen. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Right? Thank you.
Why y'all keep calling me Kanye? No, it's not Kanye. It's hip hop, baby.
It's going to be a great day.
What would you like folks to take away from that day? What would you hope that they would
Y'all
remember?
wild,
And also,
bro.
Mr.
How great
President,
our country is.
Jade, you're wild, bro.
And how strong our military is. We have the strongest military in the world. You know, it's very interesting. 3 weeks ago, it was the end of world anniversary, end of World War II. And I called France and Macron, who's a good man, I said, what are you doing? He goes, we're celebrating World War II, our victory. I said, your victory? Your victory. Tell me about that. And then I called somebody else, and I happened to speak to President Putin at the time. Now, in all fairness to him, he lost 51 million people, and he did fight. Russia fought. Sort of interesting, isn't it? He fought with us in World War II, and everybody hates him. And Germany and Japan, they're fine. You know, someday somebody will explain that, but I like Germany and Japan too. But Putin is a little confused by that, you know. He said, we lost 51 million people and we were your ally, and now everybody hates Russia and they love Germany and Japan. I said, let's explain that sometime, okay? But it's a strange world. But I will say this, look, I want them to go away saying how great our country is and how great our military is. And I was making all these calls. For some reason, I spoke to like 4 different places. Sir, are you celebrating? And I said, you know, we won World War II and World War I, right? We won them. And yet we're the only country that doesn't celebrate. Everybody's celebrating except us. And I said, we should celebrate too.
several No Kings protests planned across the country on Saturday as well. What are your thoughts on those?
Oh, here we go.
No Kings.
I don't feel like a king. I have to go through hell to get stuff approved. A king would say, I'm not going to get this. A king would have never had the California mandate to even be talking to him. He wouldn't have to call up Mike Johnson and Thune and say, fellas, you got to pull this off, and after years we get it done. No, we're not a king. We're not a king at all. Thank you very much. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Sir,
Go ahead.
Mr. President, sir, you made a lengthy posting today on Truth Social about Senator Rand Paul. Do you expect to see him at the picnic tonight, sir?
I do. I look forward to seeing him, actually. I like him. He's the hardest vote in the history of the U.S. Senate to get. Probably won't get him, but he's a very tough vote. I mean, he's a very tough vote. He's always been a friend of mine. You know, I endorsed him and got him elected. I got him elected twice. But I don't think he understands how great this bill is. This is a great bill. No tax on tips, no tax on, you know, the Social Security payments. It's unbelievable what happens. No tax on overtime. You work overtime, no more tax. It's so, those are big, but they're minor compared to the big things. Taxes reduced. And let's look at the other side. If it doesn't get approved, a 68% tax increase, 68%, including the fact that the Trump tax cuts kick in. But it's a 68% tax increase and many other bad things. I don't even want to, some of them are so bad I don't even want to talk about them. I think it's one of the greatest bills we'll ever pass in this country. And I think that Leader Thune and this gentleman right here, what he's gone through on this with, you know, we started off with a majority of 1. Now I guess we have 7. So it's like easier, but it's really sort of 3. It's 7, but it really equates to 3, right? And we have great support. I mean, I can't tell you, I can't guarantee, but when you have a majority of essentially 3, where you can't lose anything more than 3 votes, and you get it passed, it's pretty amazing. And I think it's going to haunt the Democrats because most of the bill is common sense. It's tax cuts, it's border wall funding, it's military funding properly spent. It's all things that are like common sense. They're all good. There's nothing tricky about it. It's basic stuff. And we don't intend on getting one, think of it, not one Democrat vote in the House. Mike, not one. Maybe somebody will come along. I don't know how they can run for office. So many different things. We're gonna very important. Medicare and Medicaid are going to be strengthened, not hurt. You know, they're using fake narrative. Oh, no, they're going to be strengthened. We're going to strengthen them. They're going to destroy them because under their policies, Medicare and Medicaid go away. Social Security under them is going to be devastated. With us, it's going to be kept, but much stronger than before. And very interestingly, I saw this and I proved it because for 4 years, I never hurt Medicare, Medicaid, or Social Security. I've already been there. But they're going to destroy Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. They're going to wipe them out, in my opinion, because their policies are so bad, the country will have no money to pay for them. We're going to make them stronger than ever before. Thank you very much, everybody.
And that's the end of the press conference. And listen, we stretched the press conference about 2 hours. Right? And I appreciate y'all tapping in for the stream. Now, quick break. I know we just listened to the president. We had a young man come on and debate, and I've been reading through the comments real quick. If it's your first time here, thank you for tapping in with your boy. I'm the hip hop lobbyist. I'm a professional lobbyist in the state of Florida. I've been doing it 15 years. And guess what? Somebody asked me earlier, am I anti-Trump or pro-Trump before they support? I told them, you know what? I am pro the American people. I'm not anti-Trump. I'm not pro-Trump. I am pro the American people, getting out of the narratives, getting out of the nonsense that the Republican Party and the Democratic Party or any third party can spew out there and divide the people of America. Because you know what? It's too much out there. And my opinion doesn't come from someone who said, hey, I want to work in politics. He's a lobbyist. Somebody's in his back. No, guess what? I represent nonprofits. I need a seat at the table. When I was 13, like I said earlier, I had to go get a job because my mom told me, guess what? You need to go work to make sure that you can feed yourself and also put food on your back to go to school. And it wasn't the fact of us being poor. It was just the economy at the time, right? And overall, I've took that job to that position and say, you know what? I understand people because I work with people. Customer service my entire life. From being a neighborhood bag boy, a neighborhood banker, working overnight at Target. And I was like, listen, even to a point, sidebar, I don't support the Target boycott that Reverend Jamal Bryant's pushing, because I remember the mothers and grandmothers I used to work with overnight who had multiple kids or grandkids, and their daughter may have been strung out on crack, and they needed an extra job to work from 10 at night to 7 in the morning just to make sure their grandbaby was okay. So I'm not supporting the Target boycott, because I remember working those 10 to 7 shifts with those older ladies and remembering that piece.